Dr. Oz. Top 7 biggest blunders, dumbest things he said on and off the campaign trail. Callie, this is a blast. Are you ready? You want to kick us off, actually?
Coming in at number 7, his show was totally woo-woo. This guy is a quack doctor. He has had several psychics on his show who claim to communicate with the dead. He said that science has not caught up with psychics.
Psychics are fun. Don't promote them as medicine.
Yeah, please. He also repeatedly claimed that raspberry ketones are the #1 miracle in a bottle to burn your fat.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Just scientifically inaccurate.
Okay.
This man is a doctor. We have to keep this in mind, and he's spreading this. He also said that astrological signs may reveal a great deal about our health. No, thank you. And the last thing...
wait, push back. Hard disagree.
Tell me why.
Cancer.
I don't understand the joke.
One of the astrological signs is Cancer.
Oh.
Many people born under the sign of Cancer have had cancer. Got to be fair to Dr. Oz here.
Okay, all right. I see your correlation. I raise you lavender soap. So Dr. Oz recommended using lavender soap to cure leg cramps.
Sure, why not?
Coming in at number 7, he is totally woo-woo.
Number 6, he had to testify against his own claims about magical weight loss pills. I always love it when there's a bit of a comeuppance. Dr. Oz had been hawking weight loss pills for years.
And when turned into a supplement, this miracle pill can burn fat fast for anyone who wants to lose weight.
He had to testify before the Senate Subcommittee on Consumer Protection in 2014, and when asked if there was a miracle pill out there that would lead to weight loss, Oz said, quote,
the word, if you're selling something because it's magical, no.
I love it when people like this have to eat crow. It's like so much of just him hawking shit to people. And now he has to testify in front of the Senate.
2020, big year for doctors, big testing ground to see if you are a worthless piece of shit doctor. Turns out, I think Dr. Oz was. Would you care to explain number 5?
Oh, yes. So coming in at number 5, Dr. Oz said that school children are appetizing. So
who hasn't said that?
Who hasn't? It's just a normal everyday thought. So speaking on Hannity in April of 2020 about reopening schools, he said, and I quote,
I tell you, schools are a very appetizing opportunity. The opening of schools may only cost us 2 to 3% in terms of total mortality. 2
to 3% of our children are dying if we open schools, and he is fine with that. Even cheerful, I would say.
And it also makes it sound like he's going to eat 2 to 3 kids. He's like, it's very appetizing, only 2 to 3% in terms of total mortality, so he's going to eat them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if this goes along with his like very weird things on his show with like psychics and these astrological signs and all of this. He's like eating them for their life force is what I would say. And he's basically an evil wizard.
Cannibalism is his magical weight loss solution.
You heard it here first, folks.
I'm not a doctor, but what I will say is I would not go on Sean Hannity claiming that schools are appetizing and that we can afford to lose 2 to 3% of our kids if we open the schools.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't do that. That's not me.
Yeah, just, but I feel like it's a mistake anybody could make. At the same time that he was saying this on Hannity, he was hawking hydroxychloroquine.
Sure,
so,
of course.
Of course, saying that we can sacrifice 2 to 3%, but also like the cure is this thing that actually is not a cure, but you can, I'm going to tell you all of this and it's okay to sacrifice your children to my pedocannibalism.
Number 4, his artful dodging of living in Pennsylvania. I've genuinely enjoyed this one. This is so much fun, and I think the Fetterman campaign has too. So Fetterman, his Democratic opponent, campaigned heavily on the fact that Dr. Oz isn't from Pennsylvania, but not even really that. He doesn't really live in Pennsylvania, which is true. He only has, I think, one house there that he purchased, I think, in February 2022, and he was using his in-laws' address to register to vote in Pennsylvania so that he could qualify to run and be on the ballot. This dude lives in New Jersey. Like, it's well documented. It is
just a stand-up guy.
He was asked, what do you think about people that say that you're not from Pennsylvania? He's like,
Pennsylvanians do not care where you're from.
And he's like, but my father settled us just south of Philadelphia.
But if you're curious, my father as an immigrant came and settled us just south of Philadelphia.
Which, care to take a look at the map, is New Jersey.
It's in New Jersey, yeah.
Philadelphia is on a river. And it goes into New Jersey.
I really think that he believes in what he's saying. He's just like, people will believe me because I'm a trusted TV doctor. And so he's like, whatever I say, it's gonna come across well.
I think you're right. Like, he does believe this. He's like, oh, this will be fine. Like, I was settled south of Philadelphia.
Right.
You could have just said New Jersey. Yeah, it's close enough. It's, it could. This is like a Atlanta native who's running for governor of Tennessee and saying that my parents raised me just south of Chattanooga.
Right.
It's like, yeah, just south and one state over, right?
When he did buy a house in Pennsylvania, it was a multi-million-dollar house. Very everyman. It was a very everyman move.
This just tells me like how incompetent he is as a politician trying to win, because it's kind of a big thing to be from the state that you want to represent.
It's huge. It's like, I mean, arguably one of the biggest things. Number 3, this guy, Dr. Oz, actually lied to voters about how many houses he owns.
No.
Just a really, really funny sentence. He claimed to own 2 houses legitimately, and I say that with air quotes. Turns out he actually owns 10.
I don't
Just
even know, like,
10.
What? Right.
So when he was called out about it, Oz said that he purchased them with his own money and that he only owns 2 homes. The other 8 are properties. Like, it doesn't make sense. Just because it's a property that you don't live in, or maybe you rent it out, it still means that it's yours.
I think you should list them, because I'm just going to do a little fact check here when we're done.
Number 1, the New Jersey mansion.
All right, of course, yes.
His primary residence. Number 2, Palm Beach, Florida mansion, another mansion.
Always.
Obviously.
Any Republican wanting to run for Senate has to have a house in Palm Beach. It's part of the rules.
Of course. Number 3, Cumberland, Maine.
Beautiful this time of year.
Number 4, he has 2 houses in Turkey. One in Arthurstown, Ireland.
That is a mansion.
Yeah, it's huge. Enormous house. 2 New York City condos, a plot of land in Okeechobee, Florida. And he has, number 10 is his brand new Huntington, Pennsylvania home.
Plot of land still technically doesn't have a house on it. So survey says, for me, I think my fact check is 9.
9. Just a regular old middle class bro.
I think it's just incredible that he was like asked how many houses he has by a voter, and he thought, 2. The others are just properties. That was his excuse. 8 of them are just properties.
This man.
I hate this guy so much.
This man. Number 2 is the crudite video.
First of all, this went viral recently within the past week or so, but this actually was, I think, from back in April. Okay, so it shows Dr. Oz walking through a grocery store, something he clearly is not comfortable doing, because it's pretty evident to me he doesn't go buying his own groceries every day. He walks through what we later find out is a Redner's grocery store. Yeah. He calls it Wegner's and claims to be shopping because his wife wanted crudite. Now, who does not find themselves going to the grocery store to make crudite?
I had to Google what crudite was.
Same.
I had
knew
no
nothing
idea.
about it.
I had to Google.
I Googled it too. Turns out it is a veggie tray.
Seems like a fucking insane veggie tray that he picked up then.
So he goes around and he's walking around the store. He's got somebody filming him doing this. This has got to be completely uncomfortable for anybody that just wants to get some fucking vegetables at the store. Yeah. He goes up and he's like, he picks up things and he's saying like, this costs this much. Oh, I got this for that much. It's funny. He goes over and he says, this is a broccoli. He picks up a head of broccoli. He's like, this is a broccoli. It costs
with a hand, like just a hand.
Well, and I don't think I've ever in my life purchased a broccoli.
Yeah, that's true.
What is one broccoli?
I have no idea.
Yes, one crack, please. He goes over, he says asparagus, $4, carrots, guacamole, salsa, $6. He goes, guys, that's $20 for crudite, and that doesn't even include the tequila. Twitter account for John Fetterman's dogs rightly tweeted out that you cannot buy liquor in grocery stores in Pennsylvania, but you can in New Jersey. So clearly he got confused. Cherry on top is, and this is really funny, he wasn't even using a cart when he's collecting all this shit. So his arms are completely full because he's got a broccoli, he's got asparagus, a giant bag of carrots, too much fucking carrots for a veggie plate.
Like probably 2.5 pounds of carrots.
It's like 5 Bugs Bunny's worth of carrots.
Yeah.
Carrying it around like an absolute jackass.
Yeah, no cart, no bag, nothing. This man is raw dogging these vegetables with his arms.
Oh, he's probably supported raw dogging a lot of things as a quack doctor.
Yeah, this was so okay. I understand these kind of gaffes and things when you're maybe live. This was something that they could have filmed again.
Yeah.
Like, this was not like an Instagram live. It wasn't a Facebook live. It wasn't a town hall. It wasn't anything like that. It was not a campaign stop.
No.
This guy, they were just at the grocery store and they were like, let's just film something real quick. Inflation. And they did it. And he was like, okay, great. Best stuff I've ever seen. Instead of saying, maybe we should try this again.
That just tells you they all looked at it and they're like, yeah, this hits. Let's do it. You know, it's really sad. And our number one, though, is in line with the crudite video. It is his explanation for it, and I think you should take it away because, again, this guy's got a weird thing about children. I guess he's very disconnected from them, clearly.
Yes. So now coming in at number one is Dr. Oz's explanation of the crudite video, now infamous. He said that...
and this was on Newsmax.
Yes, yeah. So his explanation was just like almost as bad as the video itself. So he said,
Yeah, I was exhausted. When you're campaigning 18 hours a day, listen, I've gotten my kids' names wrong as well. I don't think that's a measure of someone's ability to lead the Commonwealth.
I have a lot of thoughts about this. This is a puff interview, all right? Like, Newsmax is where people go if they think Fox News is too liberal.
Yeah, they were doing him a solid, too, in
Yeah.
talking about the fucking crudite video on their television show.
It's like taking the spoon and putting it up to the baby's mouth and just having them eat. That's all you gotta do is open your mouth. But still... he fucks it up. Look, I am the most forgetful person in the world. I can attest that. My wife can too. I still manage to remember my dog's names, and I've given my dog upwards of 10 names, and it's a fucking dog, not a child that I've created.
Right. This whole endeavor is like such a I feel like we've gotten a look into really what makes Dr. Oz tick, and that is Dr. Oz. Of course he doesn't remember his kids' names. Of course he's not actually getting his wife anything useful for the crudite. Like,
no.
We should just like think about that. This poor woman got a fistful of broccoli, some asparagus, and salsa, and she was like, honey, I sent you to the store for something totally different. And he's like, oh, I was filming a video. And
well, I got it at Wegner's.
Right. So him then going on and saying like a more insult to injury to his family, saying, I forget my kids' names all the time. Fuck my children. It's just, to me, it's such a, this whole thing has showed me that Dr. Oz is about one person, and that is Dr. Oz.
This is evidence to me this dude is a sociopath because he is looking at this and he's thinking in this interview, like, oh, people are really going to appreciate my work ethic that I'm working so hard on this campaign trail that I don't even remember my children's names. And most people would be torched for forgetting their spouse's anniversary or their kid's birthday, but their fucking names? Like, that's just a sign of narcissistic incompetence.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So Dr. Oz, not our favorite guy.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can get more of our videos in the future.